Hello, everyone. We're gonna be jumping right on into this. I am not gonna be able to see the chat for the majority of this. I'm gonna need to pop this out. But it'll show up twice. Okay, actually... Ew, I'm gonna have to just real quick go back to this screen just so I can check some things while I'm... Okay. Actually, might not want to have this up. I'm gonna turn AudioBot off for this one. Okay, just in case. Okay. Alright. This, obviously, huge shout out, my good friend the Eternal Sushi, who does all the music that you probably, most of the music you hear on my channel. He's a bro. I do want to have to be able to see the chat somewhere, though. How does that look, though? If I pull up the screen now, how does that look? I can't see it. That's the annoying thing about this, is I can't see my screen unless I have another screen, so. But I need to be able to see the chat, so this is what it's going to look like. We're doing some D&D prep today. I don't know what I want to work on right now. Probably... So I'm missing, out of the Mechanians, I'm missing the Champion, which will be the sort of CR10, CR11 strongest Mechanian, which are the sort of cyborg-ish Warforged race in my campaign setting. Except they're a bit different, and I have a player race way down here. The Mechanians. Constitution and Wisdom. Primary stats. Often lead lawful lives. They were modeled after the humans of Verendil. Typically stand between 5 to 6 feet tall, 300 to 350 pounds. Base walking feet 3 to 30 feet. So I think we're gonna do the Champion first, which I can actually do over here. And to start this off, we're just gonna copy the Clansman. We're gonna put him on this page. Cool, so let's just double check. Okay, there it is. So this is going to be the Mechanian Champion. Hello, all the viewers. Mechanian Champion. I'm using the Homebrew, which is a very nice, easy way to make all of your homebrew stuff look somewhat neat and official. Gives you very easy design. This is just for my, prototype mock-up version. I'm going to end up doing the designs myself because graphic design is my passion. Haha. But for now, I enjoy doing this. And I might borrow some of Mike's tools and references, see what he thinks. Okay, so I'm going to use my references in the official monster manual to see what a CR11 monster should look like. So let's go through here. I think the Drow Elite, maybe? Or that might be in Mordenkainen's. I don't have that on me, but... for references, oh, here, look, Giants. They're... Fire Giants are CR9. Storm Giants are CR13. So I could model it somewhat after a Storm Giant. Because they can be a little over. That'd be fine. They could be CR12. That'd be fine. Ghast CR2. Okay, so Marid's CR11. Here we go. So, nice, moderately high armor class. Lots of hit points. Okay. High con. That's just Marid's, though. How are the... Are all the gen like this? They are. Okay. So they all seem to have... They've got natural armor. Now, proficiency bonus for a creature of this statistic would be... Let's look at their attacks. Plus 10. Strength is plus... So it's a plus 4 proficiency bonus. Now, Mechanians have constructed resilience, which I need to check. Actually, I should leave that there. And I should check down here. So I like to give, when I'm making my homebrew race-based monsters, I like to give them the traits that the player creatures would have, because that makes them, makes it feel like the players really are that sort of race. So I'm wobbling my desk all around. Okay. So the Mechanians have natural armor that is AC 10 plus proficiency plus dex. So that would be plus 4 plus whatever his dexterity modifier is going to be. Now, I think by default I made it, let's see, Clansman 12, Clansguard 16, Spellmaster 16. So, now the question is it going to be, it would probably be more of a strength-based fighter. So we're gonna give him a nice maxed out 20 strength. So we're gonna leave him at the 16. We'll make it 17 just for nice odd numbers. Dexterity. So that will mean he is AC 17 total, which I think is it's actually equivalent to the Spellmaster and the Clansguard's a little lower just because it's a lower CR. And challenge rating is going to be 11. And I can't remember the amount of XP. It probably says over here, 7,200. Thankfully, my games don't use XP. I prefer milestone experience. Okay, so he's got 17 AC. That's moderately beefy for that's, you have to roll, what, on average at this level, by the time they're fighting CR11s, we'll say they're level 7, we'll say. So proficiency bonus of plus 3, maybe plus... No, I don't think they have a plus 4 yet. So they have a proficiency bonus of plus 3 at this point. So... average of, say, 3. So they have to roll an 11 or higher to hit. It's about a 45% chance of hitting. It's not terrible. Hit points. These guys are medium creatures, so they would use D8s. That's how I've been making this work, right? 15 D8. Okay. And then it's, what is it? It's con times CR? No. It's CR... No, that's that. That's what that is. 8 times 4, 18, 12, 30. Wait, shit, what? How does this work again? It's Constitution modifier times hit dice equals the additional. Okay, so CR has nothing to do with it. I can give them as many hit dice as I want. That makes sense. So we'll give him 20 D8 as just sort of a starting, because it should be... Because if the clan's guard at CR 3... Oh god, that might be a little low. We're going to look into that in a minute. So we'll give him 20 D8. So the 20 average on the D8 is a 5, so that's... So that would be... 5 times 2, so it'd be 100, and then 20 times, oh, right, Constitution modifier is going to be 18, it's an 18 for this one, so it'd probably be a 20 for this one. Oh, wait, that's a seal. Oh, God, I'm not editing that, right? Okay. Let's make sure we looked at the right one. 20, so another +5. So these are going to be really beefy dudes. Int, Wisdom, Charisma, probably not going to change. I might have just made the Spellmaster a bit overpowered, now that I'm looking at it. Oh, wait. Oops. Have a good stream, Audie. And I just realized you could all see that. Because I forget that I am showing my entire screen. Whoops! Okay. Need to remember then. Okay, so I might lower that to be a 16. He shouldn't have 18 con. That's really high. Okay, I'm gonna lower that real quick. Just a wee bit. Hold on. See, when you're homebrewing stuff, you constantly change. Constantly, but that changes his hit points. 3 times 15 would be 45 instead, so he loses 15 hit points, which brings me to 120. That feels a little bit better. Oh, and his saving throws would get changed as well. And I think that should be all that changes. I think that's all that changes. Stop touching. Stop touching. Okay. So we'll give this guy an 18, because that 20 feels a bit high. Okay. And you know what? We'll up his intelligence only because I don't think it should be lower than the clan's guard. But I'm not going to, like, raise it anymore. Okay. So he's got +5, +3, +4, +2, +1, +0. That, for a CR11, that feels kind of okay. And then I really should have just copied the Killan's Guard if it's just going to be an upgraded version. That would have been smarter. Okay. Saying a lot of okays. I need to relax. Drink my coffee. Okay. So, he has a +4, and he has 20 hit dice. So this is going to be +80. So 20d8 + 80 is going to give him 180 hit points. Beefy boy. But he is the champion, so it makes sense. He is also going to have Constructed Resilience, which he already has. We're gonna make sure he has multi-attack, and instead of a rapier, we're going to give him a greatsword, because he is the champion. Great sword, and his melee attack would be +9 to hit. Reach, I believe greatswords have a reach of 5 feet, so that's fine. And hits are gonna do 2d6. +5, which is, on average, 13. He is, of course, going to have multi-attack. And we're just going to copy the rules for multi-attack from up here, because I'm too lazy to write it all out again. Oh. Oh, crap. Okay, I changed the rules for up here. That, actually. Why does that change things? That? No, hold on. How did I do this? Oh, I know how. That's how. Cool. So, each action he can make 3 attacks with his greatsword. Now he also has this hand crossbow, which I think we should probably replace with a heavy crossbow. Just because this boy is going to be sort of beefy, and then it'll be a +8 to hit. Now, I cannot remember the statistics for a heavy crossbow, so I am going to go to the Google heavy crossbow 5e, and the lovely Roll20 Compendium will tell me. It does 100 to 400 range, 1d10 piercing damage. Thank you. And it will be 1d10 plus 4 piercing damage. And that is going to be d10 plus 4. Average is on a d10 is no. It's a 6. Yeah, no, because I did the 5 for d8. So an average on a d10 is a 6. So it'd be 10 damage. And he can do 10 damage at range. Now that's an optimal, because up close he does way more damage, but he does have this option if he needs it. Okay. Now saving throws wise, he is going to share the saving throws of the strength is going to be +9. Con is going to be +8. Wait. Yeah, no, because I lowered that one. And then, what's this last one? Saving throw, wisdom. +3? Yeah. No, +5. Duh. Okay. So we up his wisdom, because he's a smart boy. SMRT. Resistances to poison. Senses, passive perception would be... Passive is... You only get your proficiency bonus if you're proficient with it, which he is not. I don't think. Oh, yes he is. Because I should have done adding skills, and I didn't. Oh, I did that before damage resistances in this one. Skills. Perception would be +5. Insight would also be +5. And you know what? We're going to give him Intimidation as well. Just because it feels weird not giving it to him. That'll be by general +4. He's supposed to be the big tough guy, right? And he speaks Common, and he has a passive perception of 15? 15. Yeah. There we go. I love how long the spellcaster one is, and then this one just being like, oh yeah, that's it. I feel like he should take... He needs some sort of gimmick. I feel like all monsters at this level have some sort of gimmick. Let me just consult my monster manual. Now let's try and find something a little similar. We are going to go back to the drow, because I think the drow would be the closest thing we have. Ooh, a reaction. You know what? We're going to give him the Sentinel feat, or the equivalent of it. So, Sentinel feat 5e. Sentinel. Okay. going to make that be... Where are we putting it? We put it down here. You've mastered techniques when you hit a creature with an opportunity attack. As well as... Ow, ow, my leg's cramping. Okay, so I need to figure out how I want to lay this out to where it looks nice. Oh shit, that looks terrible. Oh, I know why. Because I did something goofed. And the last one. When a creature within 5 feet of you makes an attack or attacks another target, you can use your action to attack this guy. So that feat instantly makes them a lot more of a threat. Because by possessing Sentinel, they suddenly they're able to lock the battlefield, and that makes them a lot more dangerous when they're big bags of hit points that hit really hard. As a melee subclass or martial, character should, fighter should. Why is that like that now? Hold on. What if we do this? Does that fix it? That does fix it. Good. So I'm not entirely sure if I feel like that's, a CR11 character monster, but I feel like that is a very good start to one. Oh shit, misclicked. Now I have to do this to make sure it's facing the right way. Okay, so... base damage of, and with a +9, let's assume it hits 3 times in a row, because that's, having to roll a 7 or higher on average. 36 damage a turn on average, not including criticals, which he doesn't get anything from. He should get something on a critical. Do I want to give him brutal critical? That would be a bit much, but let's see. He doesn't have any react. Oh, I guess he does. You can use your reaction, so he has Sentinel. Okay. Let's look and see if I want to give him maybe. I am here. You can thank me now. Thank you, Crom. Thank you for popping in, saying hi. We are just working on some of the homebrew monsters from the world of Iran. We're currently working on the Mechanian Champion, which is my CR11 sort of top of the tier of my cyborg-ish robot, Warforged, but not people. What do I want to give them? Do I want to give them Brutal Critical as well as Sentinel? Because that feels like a really dangerous combination. Then again, they are a CR11 monster. Yeah, no, I can see why Dragon Turtles are dangerous. That would make sense. Silver Dragons, Legendary Resistances. I don't like those. They're kind of... Warforged. I didn't like the way that 5e handled Warforged. Either edition, the Unearthed Arcana or the one that's been published in the Wayfinder's Guide to Eberron. So I decided that I was going to make my own, and it's that they aren't robots, and they're still humanoid. They're still fleshy bits. Although I don't think it's as much fleshy bits as actual flesh. I think it's like synthesized, and like the bodies completely are robotic, but like their souls are like a crystal rock that grows. I haven't really figured out the lore on them. I know that they're based. They were the war. They were forged for the Great War, but I haven't really decided what that entails. Trying to figure out what I want to give these boys. Mind shard, shard mind. They exist in this world as well, and I have a homebrew that I'm actually really happy with. So I don't feel like I need to make my own for that one. And I'm just looking at other CR11-ish monsters. Or monsters of roughly the same. To see what I want to give them. You know, frightful presence, that's just dragons. I mean, these guys basically are dragons. Resistances, doppelgangers, but they're only CR3. Displacer beasts are CR3. Oh, here we go. Some of the actual, like, demons and devils. These might help. Magic resistance, that would be nice, but that would probably be too strong. Ah, Horned Devil, CR11. Good. Okay, so plus 10 to hit. Little higher damage on average. Actually, little higher AC as well. Just about the same health. Higher AC with more health. Lower AC with more health instead of... So health-wise, I actually just about reached the proper. They have, it would seem, higher base hit. Maybe I wasn't wrong with... no, I think it's fine. Magic resistance, okay. Wow! Just reading some of the abilities on that. That sounds overpowered. Okay. Reading through this, they're a little stronger. They've got a lot more movement. Maybe that's something I could do. I could up their movement, and I think giving them savage attacks would not be out of the question. Or brutal critical. Okay. So we're gonna up their movement to be 45 feet. Why not? Give them some of that monk/barbarian running, and then we're also going to give them brutal critical, which I cannot remember the exact... One additional weapon die, is that what it is? At 13th level, no, okay. One additional weapon damage die when determining the extra damage for a critical hit. Okay, so yeah. When... Okay, I'm figuring out how I was wanting to word that. Okay. I might want to put that up there, actually. Just so it looks a little nicer. There we go. No, shit. I broke it again. There we go. Fixed it. Woo! Okay. When the Mechanian champion rolls a critical hit, he may roll one additional weapon die. Any other... on top of any other benefits. There we go. So... I think he is now a strong boy, and I think he is now roughly done. What do you think, Crom? Think he's pretty strong? Looks good to you. Nice. I think giving him Sentinel really helped make that sort of terrifying, like, oh god, keep this guy away from me. Because when he's got almost 200 HP and a 17 to hit, requires a 17 to hit, that's one scary boy to be standing next to you. With that great sword of butt slapping. Okay. So that brings us to... skipping that one. Ash Elementals, I think, are the next one I need to work on. So obviously I have a bunch of lovely things. Haha! No you won't. I mean, maybe. Okay. So I was in the middle of making this one. Now, these are my variant elementals. These are Ice, Mud, Ash, and... what's the other one? Shit, I don't remember what the other one was. Did I finish the Mud Elemental? Oh, those are the Flittons, the Roughs, the Ice Elementals. Also, I think I forgot... to do that. Yeah. So, I'm forgetting a bunch of stuff. Man. Okay, where is... good. So the Ice Elemental, basically his gimmick is that he shoots ice spikes, so he has a ranged weapon as well. They do 2d6 cold damage. Oh no, it does 1d12 plus 3 and 2d6 cold damage. So, oof, don't get stabbed. I think he's actually better at range. Yeah, so he's a ranged elemental, basically. That was his gimmick. He has Orin and Ogwyn, because he's sort of a mix between ice and air. Then you have the Mud Elemental, who suffocates people. Each creature in the elemental space will make a DC 16 strength saving throw. On a failure, the target takes 13 bludgeoning damage. If it is large or smaller, it is also grappled. Until this grapple ends, the creature is restrained and unable to breathe unless it can breathe in stone. If the saving throw is successful, the target is pushed out of the elemental's space. So they basically try and suffocate you inside them, much like water elementals, but with the downside of you can't breathe in stone, most people. There, of course, are spells that would make this a lot easier to deal with, but you would still take the bludgeoning damage. Although, I don't know how meld into stone might, change that. I don't know. That I think I'm going to leave that to be a house rule, and see what people come up with. The Ash Elemental, Suffocation, fun. Doesn't get used enough, because it's really hard to die via it. The Ash Elemental has an ashen form, so it can move through spaces that are 1 inch wide without squeezing. In addition, The elemental can enter a hostile creature space and stop there. For the first time it enters a creature space on its turn, it takes 1d6 fire damage and can't breathe. So again, suffocation while also burning them. Of course, that's not nearly as much as the fire elemental does, but it does also have a fire breath that I was going to give it, as well as we're going to give him... I don't think it would be a very good at, like, punching or clawing, so I think the fire breath is going to be, like, his primary attack. But I don't know, because I think, like... Hold on, I have to pull up the page for fire elementals, because I have this handy. Because I know fire elementals don't do fire breath, which really bugs me, and I think they should. But he has a 3d6 fire breath, which is the equivalent of a burning hand spell, so it's not too bad. And he gets recharge 5/6, so I think basically equivalent of a hellhound's, so it's not like deadly. It does have a hellhounds have bite though. I thought I went to giants. It's past elementals. What am I doing? Dow. Those are large elementals. Just give me the standard elementals. Gale of Dur, Ifriti, Ghost. Are we in? No, we're in giants. What? Oh, because they're considered genies. That's why. Doi. Dragon, turtles, elementals. Okay. I love how they're... Can I just say, I love how they laid this out. And I'm just showing this. I should cover the stat blocks. I love how they laid this out. To where they're all on 2 pages. With the art above them. It looks so nice. Okay. So... they all seem to resist the standard bludgeoning, piercing, etc. Armor classes vary. 13, 14, 15, 17. You can guess which one has 17. Now, it was a mixture of... Ash was earth and fire, if I remember. Oh, this is just the standard monster manual. And hopefully this isn't reversed for you. Ow, let me just double check. You can see yourself for a minute. I don't think it is. I can't tell. Shit. Breaking everything. I have to make sure to click that one after. But yeah, I just grabbed the standard monster manual for this. Figured I wouldn't need all the fancy new stuff. You know, basic book. They all seem to have dark vision. Guess what Ash would be... It's been a while. Yeah, that makes sense. Ash, I think, was fire and earth, but I just want to double check, because I can't remember what the other one was. Double check what I wrote up here. Smoke, so that would be fire and air, so fire and earth would be Ash. Okay. Helps me to... Because I like to mix and match the... When I'm making these, I like to mix and match the abilities from the elementals. They were, you know... steal from earth and fire to make the Ash sort of thing. So... he has the... fire elementals... fiery form. He would technically illuminate. We'll give him illumination 10 feet. Which might actually be a damper, but let's see. Ash elemental, ashen form. Oh, that's backwards. The elemental sheds another 10. So he's a little bit of a torch. I think he's a little dimmer than a torch, but does still... He's like a candle. That's how bright he is. Okay. And you know what? We will give him... Oh, shit. I need to move these that are in my way. We are going to give him the... water susceptibility, because he is made of ash, and I feel like water would make him sort of dissipate. And I might actually make it stronger than the fire elementals, just because he's a little more... Because, like, fire will burn away some of the water. This is just ash, and it's just going to turn him to mud. For every 5 feet the elemental moves in water... Does it do the number, does it say? Oh, it says. It does the number. It says the number. Where was I right? Oh, God. Ayo! We're doing a bit of D&D Homebrew today, for now, and after, like... I don't know, 15 to 30 minutes, we're going to switch over and try and play maybe Subnautica or something else. But I just wanted, I wanted to try and dip my hand into the doing my own little happy fun hour like Mike Merles does. That's the Cheshire Cat. Here we are. Okay. For every 5 feet, the elemental moves through water. Comma. Or for every gallon of water splashed on it, comma, it takes 1d... Let's see, the fire elemental takes just one period, so we'll make it 1d... Make it 1d6 for the ash elemental. Cold damage. So there. It makes going through water a very bad idea for these guys. Super dangerous. Oh, and Terra, and we're going to give him Ignin as well. Ignin. Beautiful. Actually, it should be Ignin Terran because the way you would lay that out, but it's fine. He also... I don't think he would have Tremor Sons, just because he's made of, like, ash. Okay. I did make him immune to being restrained, yeah? And grappled? Okay. That makes sense. I don't think he should be able to be grappled and restrained because he is a being that is just ash. Oh, was he earth or was he air? No, I think air was... Air's the smoke elemental. That's the other one. I was basing them off the Mephits. That's right. This is the magma version. Except... not. I should have made it magma, but magma elemental just seems like it had been done already. Ash seems a little more clever. Oh, I think there is an ash one. I don't know. Oh, we need his other, like, attack. Okay, let's go look at... Slam and... Touch. Melee weapon attacks. Should be +5 bludgeoning. Okay. Bludgeoning, and it also ignites things on fire. I think it, like, it could do... Maybe it would do bludgeoning. I just don't see ash doing... Well, I guess charcoal. Like charcoal. Okay, so we'll give it a slam. And it will also have a very moderate ignition. Oh, he needs to have multi-attack as well. Which would actually go up here. Multi-attack. The Ash Zombies from Lost Mines? Oh, I haven't run Lost Mines in ages. I do remember what you're talking about, but I can't remember specifically what they did. You want to remind me? Yeah. And then, oh yeah, it's based off strength. Oh, I did change the stats, right? Yeah, I did. Okay. I'm gonna slam as much as like a claw. We'll rename it to claw as well. When Ash Zombies died, adjacent creatures had to make a con save. Oh, okay. Oh, and like explosive. That is a thing, like explosive death. That would actually be a really good thing to add. Thank you. This is why I like having people help me. What's another creature that does that in the monster manual? I know one. There is one. Shit, what is it called? Is it these fuckers? No, they don't. What are the other guys that do that? Magman. Oh, they might actually. Also, hello. Archer J 2004. How are you doing? I think you are right. I think Magman do. Oh, that's UNT. I went too far. Oh, look, it's a unicorn. I had, once upon a time, sticky notes for all the letters. Those are gone. Oh, yeah, slod. Those never come up. I should use some of those sometime. Shambling Mounds. I love those. Salamanders. Okay, satyrs. Didn't you play a satyr once, Crom? I think you did. Sigh again. Rust monsters. Ropers, they're fun. You RP'd a satyr, that's what it was, that's right. Remoraz didn't really go where I wanted him to. That's unfortunate. Raksasha! Quaggoth. Purple worms. Those are terrifying. Pseudo-dragons. Wait, did I go far? LM. Oh no, I'm not that far. Okay. I love how I had to count that. A Pegasus. When a Magman dies... Thank you so much for grabbing that. When a Magman dies, make a DC 11 dex save. If they fail, they take 2d6 fire or half on a success. Flammable objects that aren't being worn are ignited. Thank you for grabbing that. I really needed that. And I'm just going to copy that from right there. You're not going to let me. Oof. Oh, and now you're gonna... Oh, that's because that's the wrong thing. Haha. That was the other thing that we might work on. But I don't actually think we're gonna have time. Nah. Wrong thing again. Okay. So these guys... and we will rename that to be... it'll be based on Constitution, so... and it's level... I think it'll be 3 plus... what is it? 8 plus 3 plus... hold on. Constitution... oh, the Whelm would have it. 16 strength, so 5... so 8 plus... yeah. So 11 plus 5... so 15... dexterity save. If they fail, they take... let's up it to 2d8 fire. Or half on a success. Flammable objects that aren't being worn are ignited. I like that. And then the average of 2d8 would of course be 10. Beautiful. Thank you very much for grabbing that. I'll probably end up renaming that ability towards the end because that sounds dumb. Multi-attack, and then the claw. Right, we were going to give the claw an ability. It's going to be a melee weapon attack. Melee weapon attack with a +5 to hit. Reach 5 feet. Period, comma. 1 target. Period. Hit will do... What do the other ones do? What does the other ones do? Let's see. 2d8. They all seem to do 2d8. Oh, that's because they're placed on the earth. No, wait. Let me check my own, because I want to give them a... I want to make them strong, but I don't want to make them overpowered, so balancing is always an issue. Of course, the best way to balance them would be to playtest them, which I might do in a future campaign that might be running at the end of March, but who knows what you guys end up encountering, because God knows I don't. I've barely started planning for it. I'm flipping through the D's. I need to go to the E's. Metallic drag. Come on. Away from the dragons. Keep going. That's a flump. Air elementals. There we go. So, the elemental average damage for their melee attacks seems to be 2d8... 2d8, 2d6, 2d8. Interesting. Oh, I didn't... oh, our elementals have a 10-foot range? Oh. Actually, I might give them the lower damage but the higher range. So we'll do 2d6 plus... 3 for dex? Yeah, 3 for dex. Okay. So lower damage but higher range on his claws. So +5 to hit, reach 10 feet. 1 target hit. On a hit, it will do 2d6 plus 2 fire damage. I think. That would be 9 on average. Wait. Yeah. 2d6 plus 2 would be 10, wouldn't it? 4, 4, 2. Why does this say 2d6 plus 3 is 10? I think that's a typo in the book, because that should be 11. I found a typo in the monster manual. Because, yeah, the average on a d6 is a 4. Okay. Oh no. Mine was 10. Its was 11. Do I put that in the parentheses or not? I can't remember. No, we don't. And it won't... We'll say it won't do the ignition effect just because it has so many other ways to ignite things. It burns, but it doesn't light things on fire because it's just ash. It's still hot, but it's just a form. And when it dies, it can explode into like one last burst. I like that. Elimination more susceptibility. I like that. That's a really fun elemental, I think. And I don't think it's too overpowered either. Did I already calculate the HP? 7 times 70, 108. It'd be 106. Learn how to do math. No. 6 times 12. That'd be even less. Wait. I don't think I did the math on this. So the average on a D12 is a 7, right? Yeah? No. Yes, the average on a D12 is a 7, but these are D10, so it would be the average of 6. So 6 times 12. What if an Ash Elemental has an ability where if you hit it with a melee attack, you have to make a con save. If you fail, you take one and disadvantage because you inhaled some Ash? That could be pretty cool. Sagittarius 2004. That... Yeah, you know what? Let's add that. Why not? Dropping in and running away. Thanks, Wolf. Or the actual average of the die. I'm Happy New Year in 3 hours. But yes, Happy New Year. The actual average on the die would be 4.5. So okay, so it doesn't round up, is what it does. It's 4.5 and... No, it would be 3.5 plus 3.5 is 7 plus 3. Okay, so that's what it is. So they don't round it. They just literally have it. D10 would be 5.5. Okay, that's interesting. Because with most other averages in the game, you just round it up. I think you always round up. I'll have to ask Mike about that. That's an interesting design choice, but that does make sense. So it'd be 3.3 would be 9. Cool. And then we were gonna do that ability, weren't we? The hazardous form, we'll call it. A, B, C, D, H would go before I. The elemental is hit with a melee weapon attack. Actually, any creature within 5 feet must make a Constitution saving throw that will be the same DC. Where did I just have it? 15. Okay, DC 15 constitutions, or take 1d would take 4 1d6 fire damage and Is there a way? Is there a... Because I want to explain that you would spend the next turn coughing, and I feel like there's a monster that makes you do that. Or a spell effect, maybe. Oh, okay, I can do this. Or take fire damage and spend the duration of their next turn coughing, giving them... Stinking Cloud is what you're thinking of. And giving them disadvantage on their attack rolls. Okay. So these boys can't, if you get hit by one, it's wonderful. I love the dust of sneezing and choking, because you can't tell it's the dust of sneezing and choking just by looking at it. Meaning most people, you pick it up, oh look, it's dust of tracelessness. That's basically what it is. Yeah, the dust of allergic reaction. It's a wonderful magic item. So in comparison to the Mechanian Champion, which we made earlier, these Ash Elementals, you want to hit from far... Actually, I think the other one was... Today we're just working on a lot of enemies where you want to stay far away from them, because being close to them is a hazard. The Ash Elemental is... one where you would want to summon water, because they take a lot of damage from being in water, and they also can't really hit you from very far away. They do have a fire breath, but it's kind of a... Don't have a good near. I said have a good New Year, Wolf. I just said it wasn't the New Year yet. Elementals are neutral aligned? I think you're right. You did. You are correct. Thank you. I think it's because I copied them from a creature that wasn't aligned when I was just copying this over. Thank you. And I will copy that into all of my different elementals. Well, since I've got you all here, we might actually go and read through some of the other ones and see what we can come up with for them as well. I think it's... Oh yeah, it's the little ones, the Ruff, the Flitten, the Cloudcat, and the Seal Pug. Those are the ones that were unaligned, which I'm going to keep that way, because they're little creatures. Good night. Wolf's pouting. Okay. So I think the Ash Elemental is sufficiently dangerous. I do need to calculate the hit points again. D10 would be 5.5 times 12, which we're going to do on a math calculator. So 66 plus 36 makes that 102 hit points. Cool. That was the Mud Elemental. Oh. Oh, it should be the same. Oh, good. That actually makes that a lot easier. And was I happy with the 16 DC? Sounds like a lot, actually. Oh, all of the different stuff. Yeah, I was kind of looking at that. Maybe they should have a lower Constitution modifier. Yeah, I might drop it down to like a 4. No, because everything else is already a 14. Should I drop the strength to 10, bump the dex to S, and lower the con to 6? Drop the strength, bump the dex, and lower the con. What do you think? I think con is what their DC was based off of as well. Lower the strength to 12. I like better dex and AC to make up for HP. Okay. Lower the con to 16 and lower the strength to 12, but leave the dex alone. Okay. Okay, cons did feel high for this boy. But if you're going to throw one of these guys, more con. Oh, we need to change the plus numbers. That just changed that to be, wait. Wait, hold on.
I'm just doing the wrong math again.
I was doing the wrong math again. Because I was doing times 3 for the hit dice, so their hit dice wouldn't change. Because it's modifier times hit dice amount equals the additional amount, and 3 times 12 is 36. So did I get that wrong on these guys? Plus 4. 4 times 12 would be 48, so these guys should have more HP. So I actually need to add, is that 12 hit points? And these ones would stay at 102. Okay. So ice and ash would have less, which makes sense, and the mud would have a little bit more because he's made of, you know, somewhat solid matter. Okay, I like that. That fits a little bit better. Okay. That is a lot of stuff. I think it's fine, though. I think I like it. So 102 hit points. AC... Why is it 16? I think I just stole from the other ones. What made it that? I think it's plus their con, right? No. Why is it what it is? I can't remember. It's proficiency plus con, right? No. Let's see. Interesting that the fire elemental and the air elemental in the book don't say that their armor is natural, but the earth and water do. I wonder if that's another typo. Or maybe that's just how they're calculating it, because they have, what, plus 3 proficiency? Plus 4. They don't have any plus 4, so it would be 14 plus their con mod. No. 12. Shit, okay. Trying to do the math here. Let's look at the water elemental. Maybe he's easier to figure out. It's like, it's only an 11. Something plus 7. So reducing their strength. 3. I don't understand how this is being calculated. Because he should either have 18. I'm going to have to Google it. How... Because I'm not seeing how this works. Well, they have tremor sense, so it doesn't work on them. The blindness spell. Sorry, I was reading the thing. These don't help. These aren't helping. Okay. Let's check natural armor. +11 dex when wearing no armor. Next to useless. Okay. +1 natural armor. It stacks. Okay. That's how it works. From the math I read, natural armor is a different armor bonus, though it has to specify that it is a natural armor bonus, not a set number. I would suggest one of the things. Either... Okay. Okay, the house and why don't matter, but that's not helpful. Otherwise, natural armor provides a different base AC calculation. Exactly what it is isn't always specified, but one thing would be draconic resilience. Okay. So it doesn't actually calculate proficiency bonus, and wherever I heard that from was a bunch of bullshit. Okay. So it literally is just whatever the fuck I feel like making it. I think it should reference their... In my mind, it should reference their con mod and maybe the proficiency bonus. So I think the 16 can stay, because that is their... That is the 3 from their con mod and then the 3 from their proficiency bonus. I like that. That feels like a good way to calculate it and not feel like I'm cheating. I am going to pull a number out of my candy ass. Don't tell me what to do. I like there being somewhat of a thought process going through. So that means that these guys, the Mud Elementals, would have an AC 17. Which actually gives them the equivalent of an Earth Elemental, which feels weird because it should be harder to hit. I guess, in their case, they're just more slippery. Wait, but the Earth Elemental has a +5. This is why I don't understand. I could, and I think that's what I am doing, right? 10 + Dex mod + Con mod. Yeah, I could. Yeah, fuck it, let's do that. That makes a little more sense. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. I think that's what the Earth Elemental does. Because they have a -1 in Dex, but a +5 in Con. So that would be a 4 on top of their +3, so 7 plus the 10. That's a 17. Let's look at the Water Elemental, because that also says it has natural armor. +4, +2, +3. No, it would also have a 17. Never mind. Shit. Well, I don't fucking know how that works. I don't know, but it'd be a 16, but it has a 14, so. And then the Fire Elemental would have a 16 as well. Okay, so that's not how it works, but it happens to work for the Rock Elemental, Earth Elemental, sorry. I think I'm going to leave it at the 16, or the 17 for the Mud Elemental, and the 16 for the Ash Elemental, just because with the Mud Elemental we can somehow bullshit away like it's slippery. It's like a watery form, so it makes it harder to hit at the core. I don't know. I wish there was a little more science behind that. I'm going to have to talk to Mike about that. Ice Elemental, 16 can stay. Air and Fire Elementals just have 10 + Dex, because there's no natural armor. That is correct. I think that is 15, 13. You are correct. So the Earth and the Water are the ones that don't make any friggin' sense. Well, Earth does, because it's Con plus Proficiency plus Dex. Then the Water is just... It looks like it should just be plus Con. Because their proficiency is still, let's see, +7, so yeah, for a slam, which is still a strength-based attack, so a -4 would be +3. Okay, So that's that, at least. At least that makes sense. I don't like giving the Metal Elemental the same AC as the Earth Elemental, but I don't have any other way to explain it that makes logical sense in my brain. So we're going to leave that one alone. We are, however, going to do the Smoke Elemental now for the last 10 minutes or so before I switch over to playing a game. And we're going to just copy all of that. We're going to put it right there. Oh, shite. Did that work? Oh, it did. I just copied the page. Oh. Oh, it's right there. That's where the extra page was. Or rather, I want to do that. Okay, and I'll fix the Cheshire Cat later. So this one is going to be the Smoke Elemental. Large Elemental Neutral, AC. We're going to mix Fire and Air. So Fire and Air is just plus Dex, right? Okay. So he's made of smoke. So I think he should have a super high Dex. So we're going to give him the 20 Dex that the Air Elemental has. Just because literally smoke. Now, Constitution-wise, between a +3 or a +2, let's give him a +3 just because he does have a little bit higher, and the intelligence and all that don't change, right? Not really. I mean, 5, 6, 7, 8 for charisma. I mean, let's give them... Let's leave it at 6. Okay. Let's see. So they've got the 36 hit points, or the additional. That hit points remain the same. Speed, they're going to get a fly speed. 0 foot walking and 90 foot fly. Because we're just going to steal ya boys. We're just going to steal the movement for the Air Elemental. Damage resistances, lightning, thunder, bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. So he does not have any vulnerabilities. Yes, use the smoke method. That is a very good call. Methods are over in the M's. M. Right there. Dust method, ice method, steam method, smoke method. There it is. Death burst, that's what it was called. Thank you. Page 217. Okay. Damage immunities, fire and poisoned. Okay, cool. Already got that. Condition immunities, poisoned. Probably already have that. Exhaustion, grappled, paralyzed, poisoned, restrained, unconscious. Yep. Dark vision, 60 feet. Passive perception, we'll give it 10, because why not? It does speak Orin and Ignan. And the challenge we're going to leave at 5. And it will have Death Burst, which is what the name of that is. What does it do? When the elemental dives, it leaves behind a cloud of smoke that fills a 5-foot radius. And we'll make it a 10-foot. When the elemental dies, comma, that's a period, comma, leaves behind a cloud of smoke ten-foot radius sphere centered on its space is heavily obscured. Wind otherwise lasts 1 minute. I didn't need that hyphen. Cool. He is not going to have water susceptibility because he's more of an air creature. Though technically speaking, I think air is a great way to, or water is a great way to trap air. He could have a Cinder Breath, which would not be Fog Cloud spell. Fog Cloud, 5e. I believe that is what, 20-foot. 20-foot radius sphere appears within range of you, and it just lasts until. I mean, yeah, basically. That's basically what it is, except it's blinding. Instead of just being obscured, is heavily obscured. Oh, no, it is heavily obscuring. Never mind. So yeah, it's basically what it is. Just a slightly smaller area. Thank you for having those PHB and Monster Manual page numbers. Those are really helpful. I don't have my PHB next to me. It's all the way on the other side of the room, but I do have my Monster Manual right here. I also have my Waterdeep Dragon Heist, which is nice having that right here. I think those are the only books I have on me, just because those are the ones that I use the most frequently. Oh, what a nerd. Look, man, I am the Bard of the Coast. Just because Todd Kendrick stole Warlock of the Coast, that bastard. Kidding, I love you, Todd. I love you. I do. But thank you, though. Okay. Let's see, what else do we got here? Illumination. He would not do that. He would actually... Oh, that would be really... Because he's made of smoke, like... he himself is... Light does not illuminate him, so you can't see him if... Like, depending on the... How do I explain that? Like, if he's black on black, you can't see him even if you have a light in the room. How would... Like, what's another creature that does that? Natural camouflage type thing, yeah. When in... Okay, so when in dim light... Mimic, false appearance. Kind of. 220. Oh, actually, right, real close. It's just in a couple pages. False appearance. While the mimic remains motionless, it is indistinguishable from an ordinary object. Okay, so while the elemental is in dim light, it is considered invisible. Ooh, I don't know if I like that. I might have to say it is indistinguishable from the rest. It is indistinguishable ordinary air. Because dark vision makes no light seem like dim light, and dim light, so this would not be affected by dark vision, so I kind of like that. That makes him a little more dangerous. And then we're going to get rid of the hazardous form. And then it does have the air gaseous form ability. Can move through a space in areas 1 inch wide without squeezing. In addition, the elements go on enters and stop there. While the is occupying the creature's space, they take how much poison damage? Like 1d4. Let's see. What did I say for this one? 1d6 fire damage, so 1d6 poison damage. So it poisons you, basically, if it enters your space. I think that makes sense. Oh, but then maybe we also say that the Death Burst also starts to poison you as well. Death Burst. Give it flyby? Oh, okay. Oh, how's the wording on that work? The first time it enters, I think that's what gives it flyby. The first time it enters. No, because then it would say it wouldn't come back every turn. The elemental can enter a toxic space and stop there, and choose to stop there. The first time the elemental is moves into, they take 1d6 poison damage and can't breathe. And if the elemental is occupying their space at the start of their turn, 1d6. And can't breathe. There we go. So now when it flies through, you take the damage, and if it stays in your turn, you take the damage again and can't. Oh! Oh, that's what you meant. Okay. Flyby. The elemental doesn't provoke an opportunity attack. That, you know what? I bet that was an elemental thing, and I just didn't think about it. See, I love having people around to do this. This helps so much. That would go before. Fuck it. We'll reorder it later. Attacks when it flies out. Elder Town. Oh, okay. I do think that's a good idea because it's this gaseous creature. It shouldn't provoke. Okay, there we go. The elemental doesn't provoke opportunity attacks when it flies out of target's reach. Okay. Now, damage. I don't think it should be able to. Well, I guess they do have claws. I think it does just slashing down. Oh no, it would do force damage because it's air. Okay, so 5 plus, so it'd be 8 to hit. 8 to hit, reach. We're only gonna give it 5 feet. 1 target. And we're gonna give it the 2d6 as well, because I don't think it should do that much damage. But it will take the plus 5. And it'll be force damage. So that'll be 7 plus 5 is 12 force damage. And we'll give it okay, alright, it has multi-attack. And then Toxic Breath, Smoke. Sort of a smoke breath attack that does the poisonous damage, so Fume Breath, or we'll just call it Fume. And we'll give it a recharge 5/6. The elemental exhales smoke in a 15-foot cone. Each creature in the area must make a dexterity saving throw or take 1646 poison damage. Or half as much on a successful save. Oh, it'd be a con save though, wouldn't it? Yeah, that makes more sense. So a successful save. Okay. Interesting. Okay, I like this. These are coming out to be pretty good. Although they do just feel like improved versions of the ordinary elementals. So I feel like they should probably be a bit higher AC. Or CR. We'll see. We'll see how I feel after I've used them once or twice. Nice. No, I don't think the smoke elemental is going to do fire damage. Just because it's smoke. It's not hot anymore. It's just toxic. I need to work on the mud elemental and maybe the ice elemental again. Did I give him a frozen aura? I didn't give him the frozen aura. Okay, so there are a couple things I want to do with these two, but yeah. Oh, terrain around it becomes difficult, and like the snowball storm spell. That's something we could do with him. I'm gonna have to do another one of these streams because these turned out really well. Also, voice crack. Cheshire Cats. Ah, yes. I have a whole set of things for them. And then my boys. Good, I like this. Okay, I enjoyed this. This actually turned into more like 2 hours, but, you know, it's fine. And then vulnerabilities. I don't think the smoke elemental would have any. I guess radiant, kinda, but that doesn't really make sense now. Immune to fire and poison, which makes sense. What's the air elemental immune to, actually? Just about half past 10. God damn it. Oh, E. I'm literally on it. Oh, that's Flumps. I went too far. Elves. Be before that. There we are. Okay. Poison. Okay, so just immune to poison. They resist, and I might have to add all of these in. Do I have a sticky? That'll do. Okay, resistances. Make sure I'm on the right page. Bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magical attacks. We're also going to include lightning and thunder. Lightning? That might help. Oh. I'm a goof. I've been changing the ash elemental instead of the smoke one. Oh, just for the name though. No. Wait, no, I'm dumb. I was looking at the wrong name. I'm a tired brain. Lightning, thunder, bludgeoning, piercing, slashing from non-magical weapons. Immune to fire and poison. Can't be exhausted, grappled, paralyzed, poisoned, restrained, unconscious. Is that all of them? Exhausted, grappled, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, prone, restrained, or unconscious. Did I say... Okay, prone, petrified, grapple, exhaustion, grappled, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, prone, restrained, unconscious. That's all of them. And I think those two can go on the other one just fine. Good, good, good. Okay. Cool. I think I'm happy with how he turned out. Thank you. Again, I might tweak the CR if I feel like they're a bit too strong, but for the most part, I felt like these two turned out very well and a lot more interesting than the ordinary elementals in the game. Because I feel like that is one of the things that 5e suffers from, is just kind of boring monsters. Then again, it was made to be simple, and I am legally obligated to shill for 5e in every possible way, because I do love 5e. But I do feel like, just gimmicks. I think there could have been more gimmicks, and it would have been fine. Because gimmicks make things interesting. Even if it only comes up once or twice, it just... Making combat interesting is is a challenge in 5e. I don't like combat. So why is the first book I'm making a monster manual? Because monsters are interesting, even if you're not fighting them. Because how they work is interesting. So. I think these turned out quite well. Anyway, I think I'm going to call that a wrap on homebrewing for tonight. It's been about 2 hours. We did 3 monsters, which is not the greatest progress, but, I mean, it is... They're very interesting monsters. So. Thank you, Sagittarius 2004, and there was another one, wasn't there? What was the other guy's name? Archer J 2004. Thank you both for coming out. Thank you, Wolf and Crom, for coming out. I am going to be sticking around and playing some Subnautica for the first time, if you want to join me for that. And also make sure to hit the follow if you care to see more of my content. I do make a lot of it. A lot of it is Sims, I'm not going to lie. And then down below in the doobly-doo, thank you, Matt Colville, there's just links to everything that I think is important. I think. But yeah, I'm going to swap the stream over, and I will be back in just a moment. I have to go here, and then be right back.